Hey, what's up, Toothpaste Boys? Construct, ahoy indeed. As our ships cross in these dark waters. Daily encounter by moonlight. We do what must be done. V-Day. Yeah, I hope everybody had a good one if they had one. I know ours was good. A busy, exhausting day in a good way. Whew. Old man. All right. 2, 1, 4. Let's roll on the big, beautiful prompt list with an 008. 008. Forgiving souls. Forgiving souls. Okay. Okay. Grandparents are forgiving souls. Nuns are forgiving souls. I'll tell you what, I'm not interpreting it that way. I'm interpreting it for giving souls. That's how I'm reading it tonight by moonlight. Hey, Crane. How do you read it, bud? I'm thinking of like a soul container. He's been such a brute lately. Yeah, in order to give souls, kind of have to collect souls. Phylactery. I mean, really, proton pack, right? What's up, runner? Cool. It's just cat pause. It's just put your life on pause because this cat has some thoughts. Can you chill? Okay. Tonight's gonna be just like last night. He's gonna bug me every half hour for the whole night. Okay, I've got something. I think this will be interesting. D&D Ghostbusters. Let's go. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of ... Inside of trees? Makes sense to me. What's up, big zombie? Welcome to the stream. They collect souls inside of brightly colored clay pots. Bright clay pots. Oh, green. What a strange group. They collect the souls. Dead, living, I guess either way. A pocket dimension. I like that. That always seemed like kind of what the containment field was in Ghostbusters. That what's-his-face released them from. Oh, definitely, yeah. For the vessel is in person toothpaste, I'm gonna go with they collect souls inside of themselves. If that's not a D&D take on ghost busting. Got this perfectly good vessel right here. They collect souls inside of old trees, bright clay pots, a pocket dimension, themselves. What else could you sort of infuse? Metal. You know, I'm gonna, how about, metal hats. How about, yeah, I was gonna say weapons, blades. Maybe specifically blades. Nope, nope, nope. Hey, 460. Lanterns, I like that. Almost like Echoes of the Eye a little bit. If any of you guys have played that game or remember when we played it on stream. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of old trees, bright clay pots, pocket dimension, inside of themselves, inside of blades, inside of lanterns. Stray poppy in a field of tulips. Flowers is a cool. Flowers could work. What if there was something that filtered souls out of other things, like used charcoal to filter water? Okay. I think that that is a very respectable list of interesting places to trap souls. To trap them or save them, we'll see. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of these odd objects. They say they collect them so there's time to blank. So there's time to set them on fire, time to save them. Time to save their city. I was thinking like time to condemn them, time to punish them. Oh. So there's time to punish them. They collect them so there's time to get them to the sacred river. Reform them, avoid Xanathar's gaze, recall history from their past. Hey, crafty choices. Welcome to the stream. So how about, so there's time to learn from them. Let others live their lives to absorb them. Time to time to absorb their powers. I love these because it's like gray to noble to evil. Like, what are we doing? It's time to mature, time to grow them. Ooh. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of old trees, bright clay pots inside of a pocket dimension. And they say they collect them so there's time to punish them, to get them to the sacred waters, to learn from them, to absorb their powers, to grow them, to fight a war. So, like, preserve them almost? A strange group. They collect souls inside of themselves, inside of blades or lanterns. They say they collect them so there's time to punish them, get them to the sacred waters, to learn from them, to absorb their powers, to grow them, to preserve or save them. What else would you do with to battle them like Pokemon? To I mean, we could always say to corrupt them, to put them in golems, yeah, to build a monster. Genghis Khan, I choose you. Yeah, something about, yeah, put them in golems, monsters. They say they collect them. So there's time to what? What do you need the time for? I'm going to say investigate. What's up, Kodiak? Welcome to the stream. surprised that it took us this long to come to a ghost busting idea. But I have a feeling I'm going to like it. Fitting for a moonlit daily. Let's roll a few of these and see what we get. Let's see. 4 and a 3. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of themselves. And they say they collect them so there's time to learn from them. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so this doesn't have to be necessarily nefarious. I kind of like this as a type of necromancer, right? You know, that there's a reason that maybe necromancers don't make it that long or don't live so long, is because it's very difficult to keep straight all of the sort of personalities that you're absorbing, all of the sort of slices of life that you've taken in, because you can't touch the dead without them sort of imprinting, without them leaving a piece. But that could be a value, right? That could this particular type of necromancer, it's like, well, I there's a lot that I don't know, but there's a lot that the people that I come into contact with, the souls that are inside of me, there's a lot that they know. Maybe you can sort of switch from one to the other. 6 and an 8. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of lanterns. They say they collect them so that there's time to investigate. Yeah, so like a noir detective. You know, I imagine somebody coming in and it's like, well, how long has the person been presumed dead? And you just see them like using, you know, particular sort of incense and sort of packing a torch of some sort and then lighting it, and the color of the flame, it's like as soon as it lights up orange before it becomes yellow, they're like, oh yeah, this was murder. It's like, how can you, it's like, just orange always means that, right? Use the souls to eliminate the death of the person in the lantern. I feel like it'd be so interesting to, you know, kind of craft a type of cleric around sort of just a certain way of interpreting death like that. And it's like, well, I can't it's like talking to the dead, that's ridiculous. What I can do is introduce a series of powders and reactants to this flame, and based on the colors, based on how it reacts, we'll be able to interpret. It's like, are you insane? You sound like a crazy person. It's like, hey, don't be mad at me because it works. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of a pocket dimension. They say they collect them so there's time to absorb their powers. Ooh. Not insane. Alchemy. Well, no, that'd be interesting, right? Like alchemy or speaking to the dead by way of alchemy into some sort of cleric flame magic. So a pocket dimension, so that there's time to absorb their powers. So we're turning the dead, we're turning souls into a power source. We're literally, this is a very much a clockwork contraption. This is the closest thing so far to like an evil Ghostbuster of these ideas. This would be a very dark turn for an artificer to take, but one that I would be excited. You know, imagine them like, yeah, they've got like a, it's like, what is that? You know, it looks like some sort of mystical battery pack on their back, and you know, they're the souls are being sort of synthesized. The souls are being sort of converted into a useful magical gel or something. It's dark, but I like it. Everybody needs a battery. Gotta use something. They're dead, they don't mind. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of blades. They say they collect them so there's time to get them to the sacred waters. Oh. What's up, D&D amateur? You finished hosting campaign night. It's not 9 a.m. What is this? I know. This is me not letting the day go by. Daily encounter refuses to be beaten. So I feel like getting souls to the sacred waters, whether that's the river, maybe there's a fountain. Oh, hey, Austin. New username, huh? Or your name is just Austin. I'll call you Austin. We have an Austin in the community, so I don't know. It's hard to interpret. But but I like the idea that someone has like been taught or has learned sort of the art of sort of trapping people in blades. Maybe you know, there's some sort of methods they've learned from another guild, but they're using them for a noble purpose. Actually, the idea of someone traveling with their like spectral blades, because it's the only way that they can get their family to these like restorative sacred waters to properly send them off, it would be like that's a really interesting character concept. Like, you know, like how do you control, like you have all these you know, they telekinetic blades basically. It's like, well, that's because they're not really blades. They're like ghosts. But then they're like arguing with their like they have a pushy uncle. Like, yeah, stick them back in. Strong Ronin could be. Eight and a 6. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of flowers. And they say they collect them so there's time to preserve them, to save them. Time to save them. I mean, this could be some sort of transitory thing. This could be that, like, as long as the soul is attached to something that is technically alive, it's a vessel that can transport it. Not many more things more fragile than a flower, but at least you can move them. At least you could stick those things in a carriage and go. I mean, imagine something like that for trying to smuggle people through a kingdom, right? Imagine an underground railroad of botanists that are, doing what they can to move people. And it's like, listen, we can't guarantee you what vessel we're going to find for you, once we get you through hostile territory. This is about the most dangerous way to travel. You literally have to die. But if you absolutely must get through the kingdom unscathed, 2 8s, can't use them. Yeah, very slow soul teleportation, exactly. Or soul, soul transfusion. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of old trees, and they say they collect them so there's time. So there's time to corrupt them. Oh no. I mean, where do you think tree ants come from? You know, if you want an apple tree angry enough to throw its apples at Dorothy. Souls inside of old trees, so there's time to corrupt them. I mean, the question would be, what happens to the tree? Why do you want to corrupt them? Definitely some dark druid stuff. Thank you, T. That's right. You're absolutely right. 2, a 7, 2, a 7, a 5, and a 1. What a strange group. They collect souls inside of ruby dust. And they say they collect them so there's time to punish them. Okay. So this is a punitive measure. This is a cruel paladin. Some sort of scales of justice paladin that is literally condemning these souls to gemstones, to rubies. And they are casting them into the chests and the loot and the dungeons. Like, oh yeah, when you loot the dungeon, those are souls in those gems. Actually, I don't need to roll. The last combination here, they collect souls inside of bright clay pots. And they say it's to have time to grow them. To grow them. So this is another evil idea, but the some sort of cult is collecting them, and they're like, well, how do you think hey Lyle. Hey, that's all. I'll do my best to help. I like this idea that there is a utility for souls. If you can trap them in these pots, they're going to grow into probably like, you know, a wraith. They're going to grow into something that is going to like attack some kind of vengeful spirit or creature. It's going to attack on sight. That's going to cause destruction. You're almost making a little ghost bomb out of these clay pots, which feels like a corruption of something that would probably have been restorative and helpful, but like somebody's taken it and twisted it into in a dark way. I like this. I definitely am gonna come back to this concept of ghost busting, but with a fantasy twist. Kodiak would be cool if they carried the souls of the innocent who've been wrongfully slain so they can find justice for them so their souls can finally rest. Yeah, I imagine that's like the like the way that the magic was originally conceived, and then it's been twisted by someone, or like I could almost imagine like an estranged part of the family that sort of crafted that magic, that sort of containment, that's using it for dark purposes. Like, yeah, but what happens if you keep them in there far longer, right? And it starts to get a bit evil. Good stuff. Thanks for all the great ideas. Drop in the Discord there. This group, everybody chatting pretty much, spends time over there when we're not on stream. There are new, fresh tables being constructed all the time, just like this, but being put together by the community in the Discord, which is neat. I'll also drop in a link to my zine, which is pictured up right there. A little yellow and orange book set inspired by these encounter tables that we build. Very proud of it, full of a bunch of my little doodles as well. And the plan right now, I'm going to shift gears and pull up Tunic, talk about what I've learned, and see about solving some of the last mysteries in that game. So this stream should automatically switch over to that. Take me a couple minutes to pull up a new stream, but see you guys in a minute. I will. I'll be right back.